I got a link here. I'm going to send it to you. Jump on. If you're inside, go for it. Let's chat. Let's talk. I'm all spun for words today. Woo, one of them days. But I just because I got to get this in the can. We got a bunch of other stuff to do. Sure you do too. Appreciate your time for being here. Take advantage of it. Ask some questions. Do some likes. Do some loves. At the end of the day, let's go ahead and go here. Roll. What? Read only. What shit is that? You can't reply? Fucker. Oh, anyways, okay. We got 1 minute into it. So let me see. Chat overlay. There it is. Comments will display here. Got it. Private chat. I'll talk with the host and other guests. Okay. That route. Go ahead and grab this link here. So there'll be a chat there. We're going to talk about Subto. I'm going to pull up some properties on a platform, show you what to look for in regards to the Subto properties, what to look for, how to work them, how to recognize them, a couple things that you should say to qualify them and move forward in, show you some of the stuff that we use to go ahead and lock up some of these properties, to find these properties in the USA. So let me go ahead and go here to the group, actually, Facebook group. Okay, we'll put this in here. Put a link. We can chitter chat box. Duplicate. Let me see if it's going live inside the group. There it is. Okay, cool. Alrighty. Okay. We'll go a little slow on this one, and then fast, and then slow and fast. Okay, we'll see how it goes. All right, so what do we got here? Boom, right there. Pull that real quick.
Subto Master
Boom.
Training, Facebook Live.
Oh, there it is. Facebook
live across
Master
several
Training.
platforms,
All right.
YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn.
It's live and uncut,
Twitch,
right? So let's go
what
that
else
route.
is there?
Boom, done with that. Let's take a look here to the groups. All good to go. I'm going to post a link in the group. 2 minutes, 49 seconds. Okay, we're rocking and rolling, scene by one. Let me see if I can see it on the main page.
Real estate. This is the Amplified Real Estate Show.
Okay, cool. All right, so it should be just in the group, exclusive in the group only. I'm going to go ahead and post this real quick. It's a link. Join live. Q&A. Okay, post that right there. I'm going to go to the group really quick. I hope your day is going good. Done drank all my watermelon juice. Coffee's low. Got the water left over. All right, so let's go ahead and check this out really quick. I'm going to go ahead and pull up some screen. You're going to see my screen, so I'm going to share my screen today. So I usually don't do, but we're going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to put this right up in here. Oh, I think I copied it right. Well, there'll be a link. It's going to be in the Facebook group only. You can click that link. We can chat. We can talk as we move forward. I'm going to put it right in here as well. Oh, it is live. Cool. All right, live chat. Here we go. We'll put that right in there. Boink, boink. That's the live feed there. I will put it right here as well. See how that goes. All righty. Let's get to work. See what we got. Okay. Here. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to pull something up really quick. Let me see where it's at. Should be here. We'll go ahead and see if we can find it. Pull up a property. We'll pull up for shits and giggles. We can pull some Cali stuff, right? So I'm going to go with, we'll go with San Bernardino. That's cool. Let's pull up some San Bernardino stuff. We can do this in any state, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and share the screen. Okay, so we can do this in any state. It does not matter. Okay, so a little bit of a delay there, but it's all good. Do what you need to do. Take a like. There's if you're already part of the Facebook group, it's right up there. You can see the link down here, and then there's that circle section right there. Just a QR code. Check out the QR code. I mean, we'll do this real quick. Put that back up there. Let's see if I can move it. I guess I can. I'll close that real quick like that. So there should be the QR code. Scan that. You'll be able to register for future events, things of that nature. You want to chat, talk, let's do some deals together. Then obviously you're part of the Facebook group already. So I'm going to go ahead and change that real quick. And you can actually register here for the one-on-one mentoring program. Boom, boom, boom. If you're interested in that, click the link. All right. And we'll send you all the information and get you started with that. I'll go ahead and close this back out. We're going to go with some captions here for the AMP Live Real Estate Show. So, boom, there it is, boink. And then we're going to switch to actual properties. All right, so like I said, I'll go a little slow. It's good to see you can digest it. If I speed up, let's watch it. Guess there's a crazy storm coming into Southern California. I guess what do you call it? A hurricane or some shit like that, right? Since got a text from my uncle said, "Hey, we haven't seen anything since 1939, something like this." And people are going, "Oh, I hope everything's gonna be okay." Blah blah blah. I get it. So that means people probably be rushing to the store for toilet paper. Yeah, toilet paper, water, right, snacks, food, whatever. And I guess it's supposed to be here tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Because the way that we have Southern California, right? They got the little stream in there. It's kind of weird. I don't know how that, unless it's coming overland into the ocean, then onto land again. I get it, or swooping up some weird way. Who knows what anomalies are there at the end of the day? But we'll see how that goes. So, be a fun ride or whatever happens. Let's see what happens. What was it called? Okay. Okay, cool. Yep, everyone rushing to the store. All right, gotta get that shit paper. Make sure you can wipe your ass during the storm. Got it. All right, so here we go. Let's get into this San Bernardino. Let's go with San Bernardino. All right, San Bernardino. We can pick any property. Doesn't matter. So like this one right here has Ironwood. See, it's off market. Now I can go ahead and we can check types, right? It could be anything from absentee owners, adjustable loans, auctions, bank owned, cash buyers, empty nesters are cool, right? Those are going to be regular sellers, great for listings as well. If you're trying to list properties, free and clear is awesome for seller financing. High equity, same thing. Low equity, we can do some sub-2 type stuff. Intra-family transfers are usually probate, and people have got a property, they don't want it, and they just want the old cashola, so they want to get that money from the property. MLS active, you can go after those, or you go in the on-market stuff, look for those properties that have been on the market for 180, 160, 120 days. There's a reason why. Used to be, all listings were about 160, about 180 days, right? That's 6 months. That's a long ass time, but it is what it is. Don't want any of this stuff, but it's there if you need it. Withdrawal, out-of-state owners, you're talking to landlords. So if you're good, rock it. If you're not, you're going to get your ass kicked. Pre-foreclosures, probates, tired landlords again, vacant homes. I think I already said that, right? Zombie properties, right? Vacant pre-foreclosure property. Typically, the homeowner and the bank are highly motivated to find a buyer. So it's either going to be a pre-foreclosure or bank-owned for the zombie properties. And for shits and giggles, why not pull it up? So I think I'm going to do that one just to see what happens. We got 4 zombie properties. Okay, so one's a pending auction in San Bernardino, and this one's empty nester, pending auction. So look at that, 2 of them. Wow. So we got 4 and added 2. An agent got them. Well, congratulations to them. All right, we're going to do an auction right here. This one has 65% equity, $825,000. We're going to pull this up. Boom, let's take a look. Nice little property. 2015 FHA loan. 329,000 boners. 74,000. So it was the first and the second on that loan. That's probably why. Or they went out and got a second FHA in 2022 for $287,000. Another loan. So obviously that's probably why the pain is the pain. 3,800 square foot. Nice big house. 1991. 4-bedroom, four bath. So just stay up with me. Stay trying to kind of follow along. Single family, 2 stories. We're looking at this. Don't really matter. Don't care too much about this. Delinquent taxes, no. All right, taxes are about $5,600, and we get into the notice of trustee sale 614, 626, 623. So I'm not sure what happened. We'll take a look, and I'll show you how to find that real quick. So we'll go back here and we'll pull up the address, see what's going on with the Zillow, or just period, right? So we'll look it up. Redfin, nice property, looks good. November 24th, 2010, 360, 1.2 million, right, for the Redfin's estimate. Okay, I'm going to go out of here real quick, and then we're going to go to Zillow, take a look. So it doesn't take very long to underwrite. So as you can see, this one shows up as a pre-foreclosure auction. Get more information, 1991, 4 parking spots, 85 days on Zillow, 19 reviews. So not very many people looking at it. We're going to take a look at some of the facts. I like to see what's going on, what's in the property. If you ever need it, the parcel number's there. Grab it. We like to use those for our contracts. Construction, roof type. Okay, construction, foreclosure. So we got a foreclosure auction, 123, unpaid balance. Okay, that's probably the second then. So, or maybe third. We have to double check. More information. Okay. So there's a way to find out. There's a way to call. There's a way to locate. There's a way to pull title and all that good stuff. I'm not going to go into that because it's beyond the scope of this training. So we'll go with 2010. Sold for 360. Taxes 56, about right. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and go back to our data here, and we're going to look at 537, 65% equity. So that's a nice juicy property. Possibly can help them if they're up to it. So this is the owner. You can go ahead. It looks like it's a P.O. box. So there's a few things. They like the privacy, or it's a rental. Comps in the area. We can go 5.5 miles, or we can go 1 mile, either way. When we pull in this stuff up, looks like there's not much here. Right? So let's go a mile. 0.75. There. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe there was some. Let's go with 0.5 again. See what's up. Maybe I missed it. Nope. There's only one property there. So we're going to go 0.05 miles. I think I'm hungry. Tripping over my words here. Anyways, check it out. So there should be a link there. Click that link. All right. So you can join and chat with us. Let's see if there's anything there. Okay, let's go. I'm going to go back here. Okay, we're going to go check this out. Let me grab that one more time. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Yeah, now I'm singing on you, right? Okay, so yupper. Dizzle. All right, let's be live and uncut, like I said. So let's check it out. Let's go back. Let's get back to it. So now we got about a handful of properties, but we need apples to apples. 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,800 square foot is most important, and then the baths. We got a 4-4. Is there any 4-4s? Nope. No 4-4. So let's go 4-2. Let's at least go with the square footage. I don't see shit here that has the same amount of square footage. Look, 3,800 square foot. Closest thing is going to be 28. That's not even close, right? So that kind of sucks. Overbuilt property. That's what we're looking at. Oh yeah, look at that, 149,000 square foot lot. And we're looking at some acreage. That's probably why. All right, so that makes it hard to comp. So I'm not going to get into that right now. So let's do the history. Now we're going to looking at some of the information here, right? AmeriQuest default information. We're going to go ahead and look at the market. So I like to look at the market. Take a look at median price. How many homes sold? It's about almost 50%. Over last year, so it's probably 60 some homes that sold. every month. Medium sales, and we're going to go into medium days on the market. 62 days on the market, so a little bit longer than it's been. So we'll go back to the property, and we'll go back to good old Zillow. Take a look. See what we can find here. We'll go back to the main page. Show this tab. Okay, so as we can we can take a look at all these properties here and kind of determine, it looks like, hey, this is something that has equity, so let's go for it. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do this. Go back to this here. Show this. So go back to the subject property, and we'll go here. I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick. Show my mug. All right, so when we got something like that, there's equity in the property. So if you want to do some numbers here, we got to do some calculations and get a hold of the seller, break down these deals. So for breaking down these deals, I'm not sure if you can see my calculator. I don't think you can, but let's see if we can share again and see what happens with that. So let's go with Google Voice. How about a window? There it is. Boom. We'll pull that up. Okay. So now you can see my calculator. Okay. So I know you won't be able to see the property, but we're going to look at some equity here. Boom, 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 boom. My leg keeps moving. Let's do this. Where we got. We're looking at about 65% equity, 537 estimated equity. So there's a chunk in there because the loan is 329, but there was a second on there. Okay, I went ahead and pulled some cash, 74. So there's 379 plus 329 plus 74. So we'll go 329 plus 74. Right, so about 400 and some change. And they're probably, I'm not sure what the default amount is, so they have to dig deeper by using a different platform to find out what the default amount is. This platform doesn't give it to you. It is an auction. It's going to auction, or it did go to auction. We have to double check that on actual title, another platform, or an actual title platform to double check to see if it's already went to sale or not. We'd have to give them a call and go that route because it's not showing up on Zillow as far as like auction.com or anything like that. So 400, we're going to assume that this house is, we're looking at assuming that it's 6%, but I know it's probably lower than that. But on this platform, everything is 6%. Okay. So we're looking at about 1,900. It's probably about maybe $3,500 payment, right? And we can probably assume that they're maybe 3 to 6 months behind, right? So 6 times 3, 18, maybe it's 25K. Plus 25K, plus probably most likely going to be some fees, and attorney fees already went. So it's usually when a notice of default gets recorded and then it goes to a notice of trustee sale, there's some attorney fees anywhere from 3 to 4 to 5, 6, 7,000. We'll go the ugly. We'll add $7,000. That's $7,500, right? So up to about $435. Okay, then who knows what it needs, type of repairs, things of that nature. It's like, how big is that house? About what 3,800 square foot. So let's do some math on that. So we'll keep that number there, 435,500. Copy it so we can punch it back in. Probably don't have to, just 435. And then we'll go with 3,800 square foot, 3821. We'll do it the full cosmetic rehab, right? Times about probably $35 because it's a nice area. We're looking about $133,000 to fully rehab that property, make it beautiful, the kitchens, bathrooms, unless it's already awesome looking. Don't know. We can take a look and see what's on Zillow there, right? But I didn't see anything. We'd have to go back and take a look and go from there. If it looks good, and I don't care any property, if you've owned it for a while, it's gonna need repairs. At least owned it since 2015, so that's like 6, 7, 8 years or so. 133 plus the 435. You have to about 568, 570, and then they want to get some money and equity out of it, right? So about 560, 570. Now these are all preliminary numbers based on just what we're saying. We like to talk to the seller, get all the facts, get all the details, and then we underwrite after that. We don't do it before. We didn't ever do it before until we actually talk to the seller, go through the lead gen form, go through the submission. The mission is a submission. Once we get all that information from the seller, then we go ahead and pull title, do the due diligence, underwrite it correctly, and then see where the money's at, where we go on cash terms, what is the situation based on what the seller tells us. And then we provide those solutions and move in. All right, so we're just going with some preliminary numbers. So 568,000. We'll call it 575 for shits and giggles, right? So we're at 575,000. 575. Boom, boom, boom. Right, and then we're at 825 value. And we're not going to dive deep. I'm not going to go into the comps and all that good stuff and show you all that good stuff. We'll just assume that it's close to 825. We'll go with maybe 800. We'll go 805. Right. We'll divide that into $805,000. And this has the repairs and everything else included. So we're at about 71.42. So we'll call it 71% ARV, LTV, or not 70% ARV, 71% LTV, or 71 cents on the dollar, right? We'll go super simple. What is this? Super stupid simple, or simple stupid, whatever, for the 71 cents on the dollar. We'll call it simple 71 cents. And that's a doable deal, right? But we'd have to offer them that number. Now, this doesn't include, right, the money that they would want, right? Because we're talking about, what are we looking at? 71 cents on the dollar at 800 was 805. 805,000 times 71%. Right, it's 571. So 571, 6, 7, a couple 100,000 boners, right, at the end of the day. So you figure, what is that? You have to give them a percentage to enter the equity. What is it? What dollar amount is that they're happy with? Right? It's not going to give them the whole enchilada unless they go and fix the property, do what they need to do, fix it all up, and go, man, you know what? You go list it. You got the money, get it done. Make up the back payments, do all that good stuff, right? Because they got to make up the back payments. They got to clean up the property. They got to put it back on the market and get it rocking and rolling so they can get all the equity out of that house. We're going to assume that it's going to be, hey, probably we'll give them 100, 120, right? So 571, maybe. Now, this is just a number, right? Because I'm not really crunching down the numbers. I'm not digging deep into the spreadsheet on the holding cost, 4 months, 3 months. How long is it going to take? We kind of looked at about 60, 65 days on the market. It is a higher property. Was 800 something thousand, not 1.2. But I think some of the Redfin was pretty high, 1.2 million or something like that, right? So let's just call it. They want about $200,000 in equity. Okay, so we'll go ahead and assume that we can give them maybe 100K, right? So you're at 671. It's going to obviously take your LTV. 71 is probably going to go into the 80s, right? So you're going like, how are we going to do this deal, right? Where's the money? That's where it comes down into the underwriting. Okay, how many 4 month, 3 month, 4 month, 6 month pad? What's the payment on this property? Actually, won't figure that information out unless we talk to the seller and get the exact number, get an authorization release, talk to the bank, check out bank statements, check out all the insurance and all that good stuff. The sellers will give you this information if you do this correctly. When you get all that information, then you start underwriting and taking a look, and then write up that offer. You can write up the offer first and then get all that information as well. Okay, so in case someone else comes around like us or some other investor that's a little more savvy, and boom, they're going to jump on it and they're going to lock that son of a bitch up and then get all the due diligence ready. So you don't have to wait to do all that good stuff unless they're kind of like, not ready yet. If they're not ready to move, then yeah, you just kind of pay it forward and help them out, and hopefully they go with you. Now, if you do this right, like the way we do it, right, it's the art of the deal, and building that relationship with the seller, we're going to move in the way we need to move in, okay? So think of it this way, 571, it's 571, 671, 771, it's a couple $100,000, and we go ahead and move forward with that. On this particular property, we can go sub 2. Now, what I'm going to show you real quick, let me see if I can do this. Let me pull up contract. Very simple, easy peasy. Where's it at? Pull one up. Let you take a look. Hang tight on pull up a contract. It's a 3-pager, very simple. And we check off sub 2 and a few other things there. I'm going to share that with you real quick. When anybody comes aboard, gets this contract, and all the other contracts and clauses and stuff are supplied. Of course, you got to do your own homework at the end of the day. So we're going to go with, where's it at? Let me pull it out. Give me a second here. We're going to go with contracts. We got clauses. Okay. Deed of trust, letter of intent, option to purchase. We got all those things here. 1 second. Where's it at? Yeah, this is it. Okay. So we got a blank one. I'm going to go ahead and believe it's sharing my window. It should be sharing my window, right? Oh, it's not. Okay. So that's that. Let's go ahead and share a window again to share a window. Oh, where the fuck is it? Purchase offer. There it is. Okay, so you can see that. So you can see there's a purchase offer, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the contract really quick. Okay, so the purchase is a 3-pager, very simple. Okay, so we'll go ahead and we'll write it up here. We'll put the seller's information, purchase, we'll buy the sum of, and it'll be cash at closing, seller financing, or subject to. If it's subject to, it's going to be term of note, and then we'll put right here the addendum. We always put $100 for earnest money. Don't trip on that, because if you do it right, don't even talk about the earnest money, because you're coming to their rescue at the end of the day, or you're just doing it correctly, whether it's for sale by owner. It doesn't matter what type of property. If you do your job right, EMD don't mean jack. So there's no reason to get an EMD. You don't have to borrow money for EMD. And if you're wholesaling it, the buyer and buyers are going to take care of the EMD anyways. Okay. So this is a pro buyer and a little bit of pro seller to protect the seller as well in regards to this contract. Now we'll go upon closing and funding, or after closing, but no later than a certain amount, or we'll close before closing according to a written lease, right? Depends on whether it's going to go sub to, it's going to be an option, is a lease option. All those things are geared to do that. We move forward, and we got we'll always take care of buyers' expenses if we get a good deal. If we don't, then we're gonna say basically the seller has to take care of it, and then each pays their own escrow if it's pretty borderline and things of that nature. Closing, we always put the closing date in there, or we use any reliable unless you have an actual title company. Easy peasy stuff. Then we go down and we scroll, and we got our clauses in here, right, to be able to close, buyer to pay all closing costs, et cetera, et cetera. We'll put a number of days in here. And also, we'll go ahead and write up all the information, put it right up in there. And that's pretty much it. So that's how that works with the contract. Now, what we'll do is put an addendum together as well. So if there's some, whoops. So there's also an addendum that we'll have when we're doing this stuff, right? So if we're going sub to, it's usually be a 3-page contract, and then there'll be an addendum. And in the addendum is going to have pretty much their information, subject to existing financing, based on what? Based on the subject to existing financing on the first loan, second line loan, is there a third loan? Is there a HELOC? What's the back payments and all that good stuff? How much money the seller is going to get? How long is it going to take for us to close? What's required? What paperwork is required? Is it we're going to get an authorization release? Do we have the option to buy the property, wholesale it, cash flow, not cash flow, but wholesale the property, or is it going to be buy and hold, or are we going to go ahead and actually have the option to go ahead and do sub to and have an end buyer and or assigns, because everything is always and or assigns on the contract, on the addendum, and inside the clauses we are using the verbiage and or assigns as well. For the end buyer, if that's going to be an end buyer, or if it's going to be us, it doesn't matter. We have all those options, along with some other clauses to protect ourselves, to protect the seller as well. And we're thinking of the actual investor. If we're going to partner up JV or wholesale the deal to another investor, then we're thinking of them as well, right? Because we want to make sure, because they're buying that contract. They're buying the contract, we got to write that son of a buck up nice and juicy and tight, with no leaks at the end of the day, and basically selling a solid product. That's what we're doing. No different than a bank when they have a bunch of bank loans and they underwrite them all and they take a look and they put it into a package and sell it to an equity firm and sell 1,000 loans to somebody, right? In the secondary market, they're doing the same thing. They're putting a nice juicy package together and boom, sending it off to them. And that's what they're doing. So they have to do all the underwriting to make sure that everything looks good before they purchase that package. Sometimes, yeah, they may throw in some dogs and things of that nature, and then when they will unload those dogs to mom and pop investors and buy up all the shitty stuff, unless they have a relationship with that equity firm to buy good stuff. That's a little bit about the secondary market, how it works. It was very, very, very active in the last cycle, and then it died, and then it came back, and now it's alive again, right? Until the market does its thing. So I'm going to go ahead and continue forward. I just wanted to share that with you. All righty. So let's go ahead and share the next piece. Let me pull it up real quick. Pull up the contracts. I'm going to show you an addendum. I will show you, where we go. I'll show you an option real quick. Okay, 1 second. Where's it at? Have it. Okay. I'll show you the option. So usually it's addendum. It's going to be a simple addendum. This addendum, like I said, everything for whatever reason, you need to use an option and you just want to lock it up. But usually the flow is offer 1, offer 2, offer 3. Then we go cash terms, or actually just all cash. If that doesn't work, then we move to an option. And if that doesn't work, then we'll move to just a marketing agreement. But I will show you the option real quick so you can see it. The window. Right there, the option. So now you can see the option. Okay. Should show up entire screen. No, we want the window. Contracts. I don't want that. I want this here. I want this window open. Okay. It's very simple. Should come up. It's not coming up. So it's pulling up the whole thingy and enchilada there. I want to show that. I just want to show the actual contract and agreement. Okay, so we got contracts. We got this here. So let's share. I can do that. Okay, let me show you what's going on here. Let's try it again. Share the window. Contracts. We're going to pull up option agreement. Should be already there. Let's see what we got. Okay. Maybe it'll come up. Okay, that didn't come up. Let's do the other one. Pull up a easy peasy one. Let's go out of here real quick. So I'm gonna pull up the option. It's just a 1-pager. It's very simple. You do got to exchange money for it, right? And that's to make it legal. There's also a memorandum of options, and there's a memorandum of agreement, which is super important that you should do and should get if needed. If the seller's a little squiggly and wiggly, then you want to make sure you lock that up the way it needs to protect yourself and others and the investors that are involved in the deal and the transaction. So the actual contract's not coming up. So I'm going to go ahead and share maybe another one with you. I'll share an LOI with you and see how that works. So you can see an LOI. LOIs are nice and easy. They're not hard to do. And you can put cash and terms inside of those contracts and agreements. Let's see if that one comes up. So where is the LOI? Right there, letter of intent. And that's what that means. Letter of intent is just a LOI, letter of intent. So it should come up. Let's see what we got here. And we'll share it with you. It's doing the same thing. Okay. That's technology for you, right? Sometimes it just doesn't work the way it needs to work. Alrighty. Let's see. There it is. So the letter of intent is basically just putting in the address and other things. Address, cash offer terms. Cash offer could be whatever the offer 1, 2, or 3. Your highest cash offer, and then the second one could be, hey, this is based off of subject to existing financing. It could be a seller financing. It could be, hey, I'm going to go ahead and want to put 20% down. I'm going to give you this offer. A lot of times, like on this one, we got a cash offer and it says $404,700, but the terms offer we're willing to pay a little bit more, $410,100, because we're going to go terms and the seller's going to be flexible with us. Then that makes sense for us. And sometimes for the seller, 9 times out of 10, just depends on how you actually sell it to the seller or present it to the seller. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can pull this up again. All right. I know you can't probably see it, but this is a letter of intent, and usually you got to put in your information and sign it, and then it'll be accepted by seller. Now, when you do this, okay, it's just that. It's just a letter of intent. You're not like bound by it, and it's not going to open escrow with a letter of intent. That's usually done. A lot of that stuff is done with the commercial business, right? Letter of intent and this and that. And you put it out, it has all the details and seller financing. Ours is pretty easy if you're going to go with seller or if you're just going to go with single family properties, right? So basically, here's a letter of intent. It says this letter is intended as an offer on the part of the buyer to purchase a subject property and/or properties from the owner of record. A purchase and sale agreement will be negotiated. That's key. Will be negotiated and entered into upon execution of this offer. Now, if this offer is acceptable, please indicate by signing and dating this letter in the space provided below within 3 business days of receiving the offer. It's not even business days; it's just 3 days of receiving this offer, even if it's on a Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. A scanned or original signature by our representative for buyer and/or seller on a counterpart of this offer shall be binding and effective for all purposes. Sincerely, live, etc. And you probably cannot see that. It's okay. Let me see if I get that window. No, it's not happening. So let me go back here and do this. We'll go to August, and then we'll see here with got everything on a drive. And we'll go with contracts. And we'll pull one up here. Maybe we'll do this. Pull something up here. And we'll go here. All right. Hopefully this addendum comes up because I wanted you guys to see this addendum. No, it's not coming up. It's just a tab. It did work in the beginning, so whatever. I'm not going to share that because it's sharing a bunch of other information that I don't want you to see. Okay. Anyway, we'll just go to this. 1 second. Oh, there's that. Okay, we'll keep rolling here. Then I'll probably towards the end, if you stick around, share some of this private money stuff. A lot of people are asking about DCR. DSCR loans for the rental type stuff, the BRRRR stuff. I get it. Interest rates are kind of crazy. I prefer to go with the Subto buyout method, right? Where you're going to go in, get those low interest rates, make up some back payments, take over the property, fix, flip, buy, hold, do an arbitrage of the interest rates, and then go ahead and sell it off retail or keep it and just cash flow son of a bucks. Do an Airbnb or a short-term rental of some sort, some traveling nurses, whatever it may be, and increase their cash flow on that property. And that can be single family, it can be done with commercial, it can be done with hotels, it can be done with everything at the end of the day. Just a little bit of different jam in regards to contracts, type of contracts, master contracts, leases, and all that good stuff is a little different. So make sure you understand how to work that stuff. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick again. See if that comes up. Okay, so I'll share the addendum with you. It actually showed up. So there we go. So here's an addendum to release contract. So obviously we got the information here: property address, seller, buyer, additional terms. Now I'm not sharing. I'm just showing you a blank one. Now usually ours are all filled out, and we like to do what's called a boiler template, right? So you got one for Subto, you got one for this, one for different types of deals and structuring of deals. Over the years, you keep them and you save them. Then you just go back and look at it and massage them a little bit, change some numbers, change some things, update them if needed, and then you go from there. But here we got additional terms subject to buyer, Victor, blah, 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 and/or assigns. So if you notice, it has and/or assigns right in this addendum. Hereby offers to buy, subject to the terms herein, the following property from the seller and the above property located at in the APN. Then you got your terms here, right? Your terms go right up in here, right? Pop them bad boys in there. And that's going to be based on the Subto stuff, based on the default amount, based on how you're structuring your deal. So for structuring your deal, I'm going to make up the back payments. Got to know the default amount. Got to have the bank statements. Got to call the bank and get a payoff and a reinstatement amount. So reinstatement and payoffs are two different things. When you get a reinstatement amount, it's going to have what it's going to have, but it's going to leave out some of the things that are not legally able to reinstate. Because if you sell the property, right, it's just going to be like probably like payments, right? They always have like what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for? Fuck, I can't even think about it. The bottom line is the late payment. There's a bunch of late charges. There's things that they can and cannot legally charge you for until you sell the property, right? Then even then you can still dispute them. You can audit and you can refute them and all that good stuff, and they may deduct and take off some stuff. But at the end of the day, when you reinstate or when you pay off the damn loan, they're going to have a bunch of stuff in there, and then that's probably going to go in a different direction, right? So you can do an audit on them as well and make sure that escrow and title is correct, because banks make mistakes, humans make mistakes, and all that other good stuff. So you can do that, or just go into it. Say, I'm good to go. I like it. No, who cares? Everything looks kind of kosher, and you move forward. It's not about who cares, but you make your decision based on, okay, everything looks good. Okay, I looked at this. Even if you order an audit and it'll come back and it'll look okay, then you move forward. You go subject to existing financing on the property, do what you need to do, and then go from there. So this is just a simple contract and agreement. I'm going to go ahead and maybe share this option with you if I can pull it up. And you see, there's the option right there. Let's see what comes up here. Where's the option at? So let's do this one here. See if we can share the option. There it is right there. This is an option agreement, very simple, one pager, $25. Put $25. Make sure you get it in their bank or get a receipt so you can lock up the contract and legally have an actual contract. Put the address, put the date in there from a certain amount of time, whether it's 7 days, 30 days, 1 month, 2 months, 90 days or longer. Purchase price should be paid as follow. I always like to do approximately because you never know. And sometimes it's definite, right? Hey, this is what I'm willing to give you. Anything over and above this price, I'm gonna make some money on. And letting them know that that's how that's going to work. Buyer at buyer's expense require a title policy, right? So we'll absorb that since we're doing that. And then sometimes we'll have them pay for it. And if we're going to have them pay for anything it's going to be different than what's on this contract, we're going to put an addendum and put it right up in there. And that addendum will supersede this option. And then we're going to go from there, okay? So pretty much that's how that would work. It's very simple. It's easy. Doesn't take a lot to understand. It's in layman's terms. If you just study it, and if you don't understand a term, then look it up on your phone. Do a little, right? A little investigation. It's not hard. All right, so that's pretty much how that'll work. And then if we get into marketing agreements, which is something that we do with mentees, if they take advantage of it and they go ahead and do a marketing agreement, put some signage out there, some flyers, take some pictures, put it on a website and all that good stuff, and then give them the information so they can sell it. But it also looks like you yourself right there with the yard sign, a marketing sign, right? It's like you're doing business, right? You can say that. You're around the corner. Hey, you know what? Yeah, we're buying properties in the area. See that sign that's over there? Yeah, that's us. Yeah, we're helping out the Joneses, right? They got some stuff going on. I can't really talk too much about it, but oh, really? Oh, that's you guys. Yeah, it is. Give you some power, give you some clout, give you some credibility, right? So it's a lot easier to negotiate deals in your area because you're taking down those areas. They're seeing you rocking or rolling, right? At the end of the day. Very, very powerful. That's what we used to do last cycle. We still do it this cycle. And the ones that take advantage of it, they take advantage of it. Then the ones that really want to get into it, right? They're doing things that others don't want to do, doing some old school and new school, and they'll go out there and door knock. They'll go out there and meet the neighbors. They'll go out there and talk with the neighbors. They're out there, let them know that, hey, we are dominating the area. This, in your mind, that's what they need. That's the goal, right? For them, it's like, hey, we're here to help out. We're here to work with you. We're here to help your house and we're here to help your neighborhood. To help you beautify your neighborhood, to get all the ugly houses, to bring them up. Because if we bring up all those ugly houses, then it's only going to bring up the neighborhood, right? The value is going to go up, right? It's a beautiful thing for them. So even if it's a rental and stuff, right? Their value goes higher, and people want to live in nice areas. And then you, as a company, and others are there to help out the neighborhood. So there's a cool thing. I know it's kind of old, but there's a guy called Tom Hopkins. He did real estate. He has a story and just a little bit about that guy. Same thing. He actually couldn't afford a nice suit and all that good stuff, right? So he used his band suit because he was in band, right? Whatever. Not sure what he did or what instrument, right? But he got dressed up in his band suit. So it had tails and shit. It's all looks like the band, not military, but a band type. And when you go to school and you play band. So he actually started doing that, and he failed for a while, like most people do in the beginning. And he finally started figuring stuff out. He became a top real estate agent, but he used to do some cool stuff. There's something that you can do too in your neighborhood. What's coming up? Halloween's coming up, right? And I was telling this to my wife, and that wouldn't that be fun, but depending on the cost, right? Because pumpkins used to be cheap as shit, right? Now they're like, damn, right? It's like gold. So, but he would get a U-Haul truck, and then he would take those. He'd go out and get pallets of pumpkins. Then he gets some high school or not high school, college students, right? That needed to make a couple of bucks, and he'd drive around in U-Haul in his area that he was dominating and listing and doing his business, and buyers became, hey, oh, that's Tom Hopkins, right? He'd have parties for people. He'd throw parties for people every year and stuff for, like, appreciation of the neighborhood and clients. But what he'd do during the holidays is he'd drop off a pumpkin at every freaking house in his surrounding area. It was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mile radius. It's pretty big, right? But he'd do that, and they know who he was, right? Same thing when someone came to him. So he was like the core, right? He was the the rainmaker. So he'd have listing agent, buyer's agent. At the same token, he could double in properties because he'd have enough inventory, and then find a buyer and say, hey, I got properties for you. Same thing you could do in the private sector of real estate, right? You are the rainmaker. Bring the deals, whether it's sub-2, whether it's probates, pre-foreclosures, sub-2 buyouts, doesn't matter. Commercial, single family, it's all a beautiful thing. When you bring that inventory to the table, then you can start doing that in your area, or start working in your area. That's why I always say, hey, become the expert in your own backyard. If you can become the expert in your own backyard, it's awesome, right? Then you can go anywhere. Because if you can't do deals in your own backyard, I guarantee you're probably not going to do deals, even if it's virtual, later on down in the future, right? Because you have to have boots in the ground. Sooner or later, you get tired, you get burned out, and things just won't work because it's too damn far. But stuff that you can control here, you can control the people, you can control the neighborhood. You have a reputation. It's like becoming what? Rock star in your own area. And then you can go out and venture out to different places. It's almost like having satellite offices or satellite business in different states that are hot and where you're working. And if you are going to buy and hold and fix and flip in those areas, then it's beautiful. Then you just jump on a plane, go check it out. If there's 4 or 5 properties you're working on, go do it. So the point here is that, he's building that relationship with people. I thought it was pretty cool, right? And then at the same token, when there's a listing that comes down the wire, what happens? And you know what? I'm just not, I don't know. I want to try to do this myself. So what does he do? He gives them all the contracts, the agreements, the disclosures. Here's the marketing stuff. Here's my book and my resource guide and all this crazy shit, right? So he gives them a bunch of stuff so they can try to figure out how to sell the property themselves. Now, he already knows that probably 99% of the people are not going to be able to do that. It's not going to happen. So that 1% maybe does it, but they're going to get frustrated. They're going to get tired. They're going to appreciate what Mr. Tom Hopkins did for all these people, or did for them. And to be the same thing. We're working with somebody. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you for being, being prompt and answering the phone and helping us out. And you know what? Can you just help me and can you just sell the property for me, right? Or in this case, can you just buy this son of a bitch for me? I'm tired. Got all these people hounding me. They're giving me lowball offers. They're giving me all these offers on the phone. They're not sending me shit. They want to come look at the property and nobody buys it. Trying to lowball me, all kinds of crap. I'm just tired. And then they end up going with us, right? Because we helped them out. We gave them signage, gave them a marketing kit, we gave them all the tools that they're going to need to sell the property, and they still don't do it because they're not the experts, right? They get tired. They got lives. They got jobs. They got things they got to do. They got family. They got all the stress that's going on with the property, whether it's stress property for sale by owner, probate, or any of that juicy stuff. So you come in and say, no problem. I'll take care of it. I'll take care of everything. Or they might come back and say, you know what? Can you help me do this, this, and this? And I'll pay you this, this, and this. I really don't, I need to get this. Then, okay, no problem. Why don't you give me an option? Give me an option. I'll try to do my best to get you this number. Now, we've done that past. We've done that with a young lady in California where, she pretty much got the house and she was going to clean it up. And she got a little second loan and she pulled the money out and started tearing out the kitchen, tearing out the floors, tearing out all this good stuff. And you go, oh my God, this is way too much. And then her father ended up getting sick and up north, and it's like, what am I going to do? Man, I got to go see my dad. I got all this debt. I have my kids here. I'm in the, miles, Southern California and Northern California. Dad's out there, and nobody would buy the property because they would look at it, say, you want too much, you want too much, you want too much. Nothing we can do about it. Plus, there's some restrictions about building some other stuff, right? So we came down the wire through a lead. Yes, saw our information, called, put in her information, boom, boom, boom. Did the lead gen form, and then we got in contact with her, went and visited the property. Long story short, what we did is say, look, can't really do very much because, you want too much and you owe too much. But I want to try to get you as much money as I possibly can. Plus, what you got to do to fix all this stuff up, it's gonna be upside down. So why don't we do this? I'm gonna find you an investor that's gonna be able to, buy this property from you who likes this construction stuff, right? Is willing to pay you and pay me a couple of bucks for my time. I'm not a real estate agent, so I can't list the property. I'm not going to list the property even if I was, because it'd be too difficult. It's going to be a cash deal. So I said, why don't I do an option on this? Okay. So it was upfront. Let her know what's happening. This is your number. This is the number I need. And this is what I'm going to do. Anything over and above this, I get to keep. Anything from this point on, that's yours. And I'm going to do my best to make sure that they pay all the closing costs. Okay. I'm going to make sure that they're going to give you cash up front. We're going to do a table closing, all kinds of stuff, right? And that's where we're going to massage. And I was actually going to do an option on the property and then maneuver it into a sub-2 deal from them. But what happened is I just did an option. It was a one pager, gave her $25. I think I felt, I guess I just decided to give her 100, right? Say, hey man, this is on me. I know it's not going to help that much, but maybe go to dinner and get your mind off a few things or whatever, and take your kids to dinner. So I think I wrote the check for $100, and then locked it up. Got on the phone, started hammering. I need investors. Hey, I got a deal. This is what I got. This is what it is. And then I had to sell the deal to them, right? Because everybody's like, well, I need this and I need that. Everybody has their numbers, like right now, 70 cents on the dollar. I need 70 cents on the dollar. Okay, no, you don't. Telling you that, right? Let me tell you. You tell me what you need. If you need $35,000, $50,000 in the deal, then that's what I'm going to get you, and I'm going to show you how. If it's 10, 15, 20% return investment net, and if my deal after putting it together, whether it's sub-2 or option or whatever it is, and the numbers are there, then there's no reason to say, oh, I need 70 cents on the dollar, right? Because the bottom line is what you need is what you need. The numbers are either cash in a number value or they're in a percentage return investment value, period. There's no other two ways, right? That's it. I don't know what else to say about that, because there's some people who go, oh, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to jump off the cake. I don't want to jump off. I'm going to stay on this. Something started as the ADHD started kicking in about something that somebody said a long time ago. And it was irritating. But the bottom line, let's go this route, right? So we got that. Long story short, we're able to find the investor. They're like, okay, cool. We love that construction stuff. Awesome. What do we need to do? Come to my office, fill out the paperwork, sign the paperwork. She signs the paperwork. Boom, we got it. Okay, now what are we going to do? Cashier's check, right? Can you do a cashier's check, wire transfer? She goes, hey, just give me a cashier's check. No problem. So we put it all together. She got her cashier's check. The wire transfer their funds to us. Boom, done deal. They're all part of the deal. They're on title and everything, and they started moving forward. And she was able to take off and go visit her dad before he passed away, blah, blah, blah. It kind of sucks, I know. But she was able to do that. And we're able to help her. So it just means that you got a few more things. And, yeah, it was a little bit more work because I actually, was compelled to help her. So once I was done, I went back to the office and just hammered on the phone all day long. It took me about 3 days to find me a buyer. But I was just calling, emailing, and boom, found somebody that was interested. And it came from an investor who knew an investor who was looking for that type of property, right? And I didn't have to pay the other ones. Like now everybody wants, that's what you call kind of a daisy chain, but nobody wanted the money. Say, hey, no problem, help them out. They're clients of mine, and I do loans and they do this, and we still do real estate. So I know they're going to probably come to me later. So it's just working it. It's not like now where it's like, hey, everybody who gives an address out wants to make $5,000-$10,000 and think that that's, they deserve it as a wholesaler. No, it's called a referral fee. I had no problem paying the others. I would have paid them, but they said, it's okay, don't worry about it. So I said, okay, you got to tell me twice, right? Now, if they asked for something, yeah, $500,000, I would have gave it to them. I would have gave it to them out of my share. Or I would have worked it out with the buyer, said, look, this is what they got. Can you help me out? Half and half. I'm not going to make a lot of money off this, trying to help out the seller. And maybe we can split it and give so-and-so a couple bucks, right? That's what I would have done, but none of that transpired. Nobody asked, so we just, boom, got it done. Easy peasy, move forward, and a lot of deals can happen like that, whether it's sub-2 or just regular deals, fix and flip, options, marketing agreements. So as you start rocking and rolling, your mind starts turning and churning and earning and learning, right? So it's a beautiful thing. So that's why sub-2 is so powerful, right? That's what this sub-2 master training is about, just to get you fired up, get you intrigued, and to drop the truth on the table, right? Because there's a lot of myths. There's a lot of bullshit that's out there in the industry right now. And my goal is just in this private rate Facebook group, and it's going to stay in this group until I decide to or have it moved to the Mentee platform where they can use it, or if you come aboard, start working with us, then you'll have access to all that good stuff. But here it is right now. Take advantage of it. There should be a link that's going to pop up again. I'm going to share that link with you. Scan it. It's a QR code, and you can go ahead and register for one-on-one mentoring. It's going to be right there in the corner. Let me show. Oh, there it is. Let me put it back. That's that one. Should be right there. One-on-one mentoring. Scan it. And then I'm going to put this other one here. This is for the Subto Master Training. All right, so scan that. So if you miss it, you can we'll send it to you, and you can watch it and digest it, break it all down, do whatever you need to do. That's kind of just the process, how we go from finding a property, negotiating a property, what contracts are involved, and then obviously using the addendum options or our marketing agreement. We have a marketing agreement. I didn't share it with you, so this video is getting too long, so I'm not going to share that. There's also the main juice, right, which I didn't share, and maybe we'll do it on another Facebook Live if you request it, you want to see it. But it's about putting that property into a trust for legal and tax purposes, right? It's about 30 pages long, so we're doing a trust. We're doing CYA, cover your ARS letters, disclosures, and a bunch of other stuff. And some of this gets recorded, some of it doesn't. There's notaries that are involved, right? Because we're literally doing a transaction here where we're going to put the property in a trust for legal and tax purposes, and we're going to control the property. We're going to do what we need to do. And others are like, hey, can I really, if I do this, can I go out and get another loan? Yes, you can, right? Because you're not responsible. The trust is responsible for the payments of that property and for the actual maintenance and everything else with that property. So it's going to show that the trust is making those payments. So therefore, you or whoever the seller is, right, is or the actual one that part of the transaction can still go get a loan, right? Because the LTV is not going to be there. It's not going to be showing that. We have to show that sometimes. You got to show the bank statements, cross out some stuff and some information. So all the other stuff is private, and they'll see that the payments are coming from the trust, right? It's not coming out of their own pocket, so they can go get another loan. So there's a lot of stuff that can be done. Of course, it depends on the lender, and how picky they are and all that other good stuff. And whatever paperwork they want, just go get. Same thing when you're closing title and you're closing stuff, with binders and things of that nature. A lot of people, I got to know this, I got to know that. Well, okay, I get it. If you can handle it and you're ready to rock and roll without nickel and diming or crying and whining about transactions, I'm talking about buyers, right? We come down the wire. Well, this can happen, that can happen, all kinds of shit can happen. Anything can happen. The house can fucking blow up at the end of the day, right? It can burn down, So, but it's not as risky as stocks, bonds, crypto, all that stuff, right? And if we're doing it right, we'll sit down and we hammer it through. But some people just can't see the forest through the trees, right? And some people just don't understand that it can be done. This is how you're going to protect yourself. Do you understand the document that you're reading and going to sign, right? When we put all this stuff together, seller understands, we understand, and we sell it to a buyer that sometimes they do understand, sometimes they don't. But we got to make sure they do understand because our reputation's on the line at the end of the day, right? We're selling a property subject to existing financing to an end buyer. So it needs to make sure that they understand what they're signing, what it's going through, what they're doing, and then make sure that all the paperwork is correct. All right, so that's us, devil in the details. All right, so it's a little bit longer than probably other people's jams. The paperwork's a little bit more because I like to keep it redundant. I like the sellers to sign stuff 2 or 3 times knowing it's the same thing but in 3 different ways because you can't say, hey, I didn't know what I was signing. Yes, you did, right? You signed it 3 different ways. Same thing for buyers. You know exactly what you're signing. Here's our disclosures. Here's our other disclosures. Here's all the stuff that we don't know about the property because we never lived in it. Here's our disclosures. You give it to the buyer, the end buyer, whoever's going to purchase the property. Or whether we're going to own or finance to someone else, it's the same thing. Cover your arse, cover your butt, contract agreements, become a contract freak, become a contract expert, become a clause expert, because that's what's going to save you with these clauses, right? They're there for a reason. So that's how you're going to make your money doing this stuff, right? If it's too much for you, I get it. That's okay. More for us, more for mentees, and more for others who are going to stick around and learn this stuff for the long term because it does change. You just got to adapt. It's like title. Title will change and maneuver and this and that. They want to do it, don't do it, but there's always a way. There's always a way to get stuff done. There's always a workaround. That's just the way. That's why we live in this world, right? Laws are there for that reason. Every law is a gray area, if you ask me. Every time it's written, it's there for a reason. And it's a gray area. But there's always a way around that gray area because it's the law. You can't have unless you got one law for everything. This is how it is, and it stays like that. Unfortunately, there's all kinds of laws in between, all kinds of laws. We get them in between laws and laws and laws and laws and clauses. So there's always a way to write something up to maneuver through, right, the river. That's what we do. All right, nothing is ever illegal. The bottom line is we do everything legally. You've got to make sure it's done right. And if title wants something done, that goes to the legal department. They send back, say, give me this, this, and that. Now you have a template for that title company until they go out of business or not. If they stay in business and they change, then you just get what they need. Period. And then you have boiler templates, right? And you keep on rocking it as through the years and the decades, or however long you decide to stay in real estate, right? 9 times out of 10, it's going to be forever, because once you do it and you pass 5 years, you're considered an expert, and it's probably never going to leave your soul. It's never going to leave your body. I shouldn't say soul, right? But it's never going to leave you. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up. Got any questions, go ahead and leave them down below. Go ahead and do the like thing and all that good stuff, right? So I'm going to share a couple of captions here. We have a few things that are rolling out, obviously, with some new websites, some new logos, some fresh stuff, right? So the new AHA, Americans Have Americans website will be launched. We got Subto Masters, a new product that's going to be launched as well. We have the one-on-one Amp Live American Mentee program that is there. It's always there. That's our main mentoring, or I should say educational program. But it's more than education. Like I said, it's one-on-one mentoring. Click that link down below, or scan that little thing right there. It's QR code, and to jump aboard the one-on-one mentoring program. Okay, obviously not free. You got to take care of the hard costs. It is a selection process for the one-on-one mentoring. If you are a good fit and we feel we're a good fit for each other, we will move forward. If not, it's okay. No hard feelings. Maybe next time, maybe down the road, we'll look at it again. Okay, there's also the 90-day coaching with interactive mentoring. Everybody qualifies for that. If you got a pulse in your life, you qualify. If you're hungry and you're motivated, you qualify. If you want to get involved in this business and you don't want to spin your wheels with a bunch of other programs and PDFs and videos and all kinds of crazy stuff, then this is the program for you, okay? Now, that'll be down below. If you do, go ahead and take care of that QR code, right? We're going to talk, and we're going to chat. We're going to place you into the program that works best for you. Now, we got some other things rocking and rolling as well as we're moving into the summer, right? So there's new, fresh stuff that's coming down the wire, like I said. We got the Subto group. We're going to change that. It's actually create a real estate investing group. So if you want to join that, you could. It is join the Subto Facebook group. It's the art of the deal. Create a real estate investor with myself and the Amp Live Real Estate Show. We got a 30-day program. Obviously, welcome to 30 Days to a Deal Challenge. That's the live stream that's going to be rolling in that towards the end of the month and into September. And then rocking and rolling into what? Fall in December. Because some of your best deals are going to be in fall and December. So we're ramping up with that. So we're confident, very confident, that you'll get a deal within 30 days. Now that's going to come dropping down the wire as I move forward, do some more of these lives. There'll actually be links where you can actually go pay, because it's not free. The 30-day challenge is going to have a price point. You can click it, but it's going to save you a lot of money, just like our 90-day challenge, our 90-day coaching program, right? Our 90-day coaching program is usually about $5,997. But through the month of August, we're dropping it down. It's going to be like $3,400. Okay. The one-on-one program is taking care of the hard costs. Yes, it's a little higher than the 90 days because we're going 6 months one-on-one mentoring. We're going to partner up for 6 deals, 50-50 splits for the next 12 months. It's plug and play. We're going to do a lot of done for you and done with you program. If you know what that is in the internet marketing business, that means we're going to work with you, right? Physically, we're going to work with you. We're going to help you. And then you're gonna be doing some stuff yourself. That's done with you and done for you. Some things will be done for you, marketing and rebranding and all that good stuff, until we actually get you up doing some deals, and then start building your business, your brand, right? With the websites and CRMs and the marketing and all that good stuff with your LLC and your brand. But in the beginning, we're building a foundation, and we're gonna build it off of AHA, Americans Have Americans, so you can get in the dang door, so we can share the art of the deal with you. Right? So we can share with you on how to get these properties and lock them out properly, how to go through the funnel process of offer 1, 2, and 3, some cash now, or an option, a marketing agreement, and any resources besides that where we can help them out. We'll share that with you, okay? Our resources will be your resources. Our stories will be your stories. And that's how this beautiful mechanism is going to work, right? We've thought of everything because we've been doing this for such a long time. This will be the last program that you'll ever have to jump aboard, because everything's done for you. It's all about results. You'll know if you can make this through and you're doing deals, then this business for you. If you don't, and you don't show up and you don't take the action, you don't get any deals, then you know what? It never was. That means this business was never meant for you, and maybe you're better suited for a job. JOB. Now, until later, right? Until you get more frustrated. Maybe you're just not frustrated enough in your business and not hungry enough. I get it. It happens. I was frustrated like a son of a bitch. I was tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired, so I decided to go. And I knew that it was going to be a long road, and I knew it was going to be a bloody road and tears and blood, sweat, and tears and all that good stuff. Bottom line is, makes you a better person, right? You become who you really want to be, and it takes time. We're here to help you with that, okay? So check this out. I'm going to wrap this up. We also got a 5 days to a deal challenge. Boom, there it is. Check it out. 5 days to a deal challenge. We're going to be rocking that through the week as well. Not through the week, but through this month and into September and October and through the holidays. And yes, that unfortunately, that one's not free either. It is a paid one, but we're going to offer some awesome discounts. 5 days to a deal challenge. That's our whole goal, is to get deals. Trust me. Going to shave off 6 months to 12 months of spinning your damn wheels in this business. 30-day challenge, it's going to shave off maybe 1 to 2 years, believe it or not. The 90-day coaching with interactive mentoring will save 2 to 3 years, and the one-on-one mentoring is going to save 3 to 5 years. Take your pick, right? As we move forward, there's things that have just transpired over the years. Instead of just one program, we started off with AHA, Americans Helping Americans, and AMP Live. I'm going to share this with you. And don't forget the AMP Live Real Estate Show. Okay, so tomorrow is Sunday sermon, okay? So I know that most likely 9 times out of 10, I'll probably come down and we're going to do a rants and raves about Sunday sermon, about real estate, about life, about everything that comes down the wire that's probably affecting you. Because if it's affecting me, guarantee it's affecting you, because we're all living on the same damn planet. We're all in the United States of America, and we're all human beings. We're all freaking connected in one way or another, okay, frequency-wise. And I'll come on and do that. If not, then hey, it's probably going to be another video, another repeat of a video of some sort. Because I made some promises that I got to maybe take care of, and we'll go from there. And then we got Monday Mindset Money Monday. Let's rock and roll. Like I said, Americans Helping Americans has got a revamp. It's coming back stronger and harder. All right, then we're going to have what's called to become a first trusted investor. I'm throwing a whole enchilada at you, right? Going a whole hour here. So, become a first trusted investor. What the hell is that? In a nutshell, you want to write a check? We write a check back to you. You write a check, we invest it, we fix, flip, buy, and hold. We get a check back. So you don't have to pick up a hammer. You don't got to create a firm. You don't have to create a syndication or a fund or any of that, right? You just get to, we educate you on the deals. Where are the deals? What are the deals? Where's the spread? Where can I make money? Boom, that's it. And it's very simple. We call them friendship deals, okay? We start with 1 or 2 or 3 in the friendship deals, to fix and flip, buy and hold, or fix and flip, and then buy and hold if you decide you want to roll your money 2 or 3 times a year, or you decide, I want to leave my money in there and some of these investments a little bit longer, right? Then we'll do that. So we'll educate you and share with you how that works. If you're interested, just reach out and click that URL, or I should say the QR code. I'm going to go over here real quick. Check us out on Facebook. We got several groups on Facebook, Instagram, and all the other platforms. I believe that the other live that I did earlier, that was streamed on all the different platforms: YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all those, okay? Right now, this is just in the private real estate investment group. Let's see what we got. We got a new website, new product coming out called Subto Master. It's going to be like our AMP Live product, which is about real estate investing, education, but it's going to be geared towards niching it down, because there's riches and niches, and it's only going to be about sub-2, period. All right, we got, obviously one of our goals is to amplify the art of the deal. Our goal is to take your business to new heights and amplify your life, because that's what's going to happen. We're going to do 2 things there. We're going to amplify your life, and we're actually going to amplify your business through the art of the deal, okay? And what I like to call the AMP Live method. That's regular sales, hard sales, mixed with high trust selling. We put them together, and we got the AMP Live method. That's what I consider the art of the deal. All right, so we'll go ahead and finish this up here. I'm going to put that QR code back there. This one here. Go ahead and register there. Stay connected. Share this group with others if you like what we're talking about here. Full disclaimer, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a financial analyst. Okay? So make sure you use those things and professionals in your business, in any business. It's for entertainment purposes. Hopefully you'll love what's going on here. Love the nuggets and the pro tips and maybe a couple of jokes and chuckles and stories, and hopefully that helps motivate you and fires you up, right? To do what you know, that you know what you need to do. We all know what we need to do, but sometimes we just don't freaking do it, right? I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get on that soapbox because I'm done with that already. Did that earlier. The bottom line is this: let's keep it powerful. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep on rocking and rolling and never, ever, ever freaking give up. Kill the NMA with PMA, positive mental attitude. In God we trust. And my favorite term and my favorite juiciness is rock and rollness, right? So rock and roll and all that you do, what that means is, yes, what the hell is rock and roll? I did have somebody say, why do you say rock and roll all the time? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does it mean? Blah, 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 blah. I hammered on that person and, don't want to even get into it, right? But, kind of smash type stuff. And then they ended up like blocking me. I think it was on meetup.com or some shit, right? Too many whiners, too many crybabies, too many all kinds of stuff, right? The bottom line is don't be so sensitive, right? Yeah, I may take some stuff personal, but that's just based on etiquette, right? The golden rule: treat others as you would like to be treated, right? Positive mental attitude. Don't take it personal, right? If you don't like something I'm doing, it's okay. Then just delete. Just don't watch it, right? Or jump off it. But, I get it. I watch stuff. If there's somebody I don't like, it's just because of the person or the way they look or just something about it. I get it. Or maybe it's the way they sound or the way they do stuff or the way they dress, right? I got my pet peeves. Everybody has their pet peeves, right? But at the end of the day, it's not my time. It's not my place to judge. But I said I wasn't going to get on that soapbox, but there it is, right? It just comes. So let's rock and roll, and everything you do, let's keep it positive. Keep on rocking and rolling. You got Saturday, you should be hammering deals. Tomorrow, the same thing. There are some people say, "Oh, I don't make calls on Sunday." They're surprised. What, you make calls on Sunday? You're calling people? Yeah. What does that mean? Of course, people are home. So why wouldn't you call people on a Sunday, right? Because you're too busy barbecuing, watching a movie or something? Yeah, call them. They're watching a movie. They're barbecuing. Are you going to disturb them? Are they going to get pissed off? If they have a property they need to sell, no. They're probably just going to go through it. If you get a full submission, get a submission because the mission is a submission. If you cannot, hey, no problem. Build a little relationship with them a little bit, right? And then, hey, no problem. I'll call you on Monday. Yeah, by the way, what about this, that? Lock up an appointment. Lock that some bitch in. Done. Call them back on Monday. If they ghost you, so what? If they text you, this and that. Bottom line is if you stay, touch them a few more times. Hey, you know what? In case I missed anything or if I think of anything, can I text you? Yeah, sure, no problem. Can I just give you a call, make an excuse? Hey, you know what? I know you're busy, blah, 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 blah. Give them a call. I was wondering about this, and that. Right? Because you're building a relationship while you're touching bases with them and then call them on Monday. Maybe it's on a Tuesday or whatever you set the appointment to be. Right? But you have to do that. A lot of people I see are getting off the phone too easily. Okay, well, yeah, I'm doing a loan mod. Okay. Hey, it's Sunday. Don't call me. Okay. Well, what the hell is that? You're not going to get any deals if you just, you got something to offer them. You got something extraordinary to offer them. That's how you got to think about it. You are the solution. If you're the solution, then you should have the confidence to move forward. And sometimes that's a lot of it too. A lot of people don't, I don't have a website. I don't have this. I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Okay, then study. Study, and gain that experience. Get that ego rocking and rolling. I tell every mentee that comes aboard while reading that Think and Grow Rich, they got to read the book. Don't stop reading it. Read the Think and Grow Rich book because it's going to build your ego. It's going to build your mindset. It's going to keep you growing, right? So when you do tell somebody you're a real estate investor and you've never done any deals, well, at least you can feel that you are because you're further along than most of civilization, okay? All right? You're vibrating at a higher frequency. You're taking your mindset to a different frequency. And then you're going to be with us. Because you're going to piggyback on us and you're going to piggyback on experience. So you're not going to go in blind. You're going to have credibility because our story is going to be your stories and resources, right? And you'll feel better about it. When you don't is when you're trying to build all this and do that. They're going to hear it in your voice. Our goal is in the first 30 days. Look, you'll be super solid. You're going to be halfway dangerous 9 times out of 10. But you got to follow directions. You got to follow with the flow. If you're going to go on your own program, good luck to you. Oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Or I'm not going to, read. I'm not going to study. I'm not going to, make phone calls. I don't want to do that today. Oh, I got to go to the dentist. I got to get my nails done. I got to get my hair done. Oh, I got to go see my kid's recital. Blah, 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 blah. All bullshit excuses, right? You can have excuses or results. You can't have both. What are you going to sacrifice? You're not going to sacrifice anything to stay with what you have, right? And enjoy what you have. If you're not going to enjoy it because you're frustrated. You want to change your life. So you got to do you got to do things that you don't want to do. You got to do what others don't want to do so you can get what you want. That's the way it is. I get it. We all get that. Well, maybe we do, but we don't do it. All right. So without further ado, rock and roll and all that you do. Hope that opens up your mind. See the forest of the trees. Read between the lines, right? That's what it's all about. Okay. So hopefully you have a lovely, lovely week. Reach out. We're here to help you. You got deals sending down the wire. We'll underwrite them, and if we like them, we'll get you paid on them. Or we'll JV, or we'll work them. If we're going to work together in a one-on-one capacity and get the love and tenderness and rock and rollness that we're going to give you and do deals together and make tons of money together, then click that link down below. Do the URL. I mean, the QR code. I keep freaking calling it a URL. It's a QR code, right? That's something new. It's not new. It's been around for another. I'm going to get off on a tangent, right? But that shit's been around in the UK 2 decades already. We're barely catching up to this shit thanks to the Ching Chang virus, all right? Anyways, the Chinese virus, sorry. Anyways, that's it. I'm going to get off. Rock and roll, all what you do. United as we stand. USA, rock and roll, greatest country in the world. In God we trust. God bless you or not. Whatever works for you, right? Like I said, I'm not here to judge. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Let's do some rock and rollness together. Bye.